your journey with what you're doing and what God has planned for you. Hello, everyone. It is Intentional Tuesday. I'm excited to be here with you guys today. Thank you for stopping past. Let's go ahead and jump on in because the water is fine. I'm going to make sure everything's good. All right, check, check, check. Let's go. Now, I'm excited about today because it's dealing with questions. I am a lover of questions. Anybody who knows me knows that I can always pull one right out the hat. I'm telling you, just go down deep and bring it back. I love questions. I've always been a very inquisitive person. Even when I was young, I was told, okay, why you ask so many questions? It was annoying, right? But I'm telling you, sometimes those things you get in trouble for is your purpose. Anyway, I used to ask a lot of questions and I was genuinely I wanted to know. It wasn't that I was bored and I just, tell me this and, well, what are you doing or why do you do that just to be annoying? I genuinely wanted to know. And every time I asked a question, the answers, they really just led to more questions. It became a game in a sense, and it definitely became something that I really thrive to do. When I started asking people more questions, I found out that a lot of people do not ask questions, and there's just as many people who don't like being asked different questions. But the truth of it is that's kind of how finding out how things works is through questions. When you're on your phone and you're asking Google anything, where's this located? What time does it open? What's the definition? Whatever it is, it's a question. But people are real technical, whether it's a small question, a large question, it causes a lot of different confusion depending on where you are in your life, what you have been exposed to, and how comfortable those who've been around you, how comfortable they were with questions. So whatever your start is, I'm telling you, do not confuse yourself. Do not get frustrated when someone asks you questions, and don't down yourself if you feel like you're asking too many questions, because it's no such thing. If you have a question, ask it, period. When I would get these answers and then not necessarily a rabbit hole, because that seems negative, but the way that it led up to the next question, the things that people would reveal, the things that would come up and during those conversations, they were just really, it's like amazing to find out and truly get true understanding. It gave me true understanding and it provided more clarity for the person I asked as well. There's a lot of things that we think about in our mind that we never say out loud. And when you don't say things out loud, you don't hear it. You kind of think it, but you don't get to actually hear it. Using all of your senses when it comes to not just questions, but just speaking out loud, using all of those senses, especially hearing yourself talk, you get to analyze what it is that you're saying and spitting to other people. It's something that we should all try. I really tell you, it's really exciting. So when it comes to these questions, today, we're going to make sure that your questions are answered. Whatever your question is, however you want to ask it, I want to hear it and I want to provide some clarity. We are not moving forward to this next level in doubt or confusion. It's not included. So for those who are new and for those who are already here, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Intentional Tuesdays where I see my husband, where professionals and entrepreneurs come for a weekly refresher and to realign their spirits. My whole purpose is to make sure that you not only know who you are, but that you live authentically in your purpose and not waste any time. I use this with simple techniques integrated with spiritual values, so you know that they work and that they last. Today's intention clarity, because confusion, like I said, it's not coming with you. It's not coming with me. We're not bringing it to the party. We have things to do. So we want to make sure that we know what it is and what it ain't. Period. We not wasting no more time. There's so many things to do, accomplish, and to grow and build. So yes, like I said, today is not even about the questions that I have. It's about the questions that you have. Now, I'm going to make sure that these comments and everything work, that I can see everything, because this is about the questions that you have. I do not care where it comes from. Whatever the question is, it doesn't matter the genre, how old, how new, none of that. Just come on here, ask your question, and let's get some clarity. Okay? No question is stupid. People used to say that a lot when you're younger. Oh, that's a dumb question. That's not true at all. Every question is a good question. So let me rotate all this stuff so I can make sure that I can see you. I don't want to miss anything. Now, all right. I think that is good. Now, like I said, I love questions. When I first gave myself permission to ask the questions that were on my mind, it opened up a piece of me that I never want to close, I saw that a lot of people, not just myself, function from a place of really just not knowing, just kind of a place of settling and being comfortable, even if that place is chaos. Like you just know what you don't know, and you're fine with it because you don't figure. No one's going to tell me an answer. A real answer doesn't exist, or maybe I just shouldn't be. I should mind my business. Minding your business is one of the things that you don't want to do. Some people need you to ask the question to bring it out of them. Some people have the answer for the questions that you need to bring forward. And that's why I'm stimulating this today. You never know where your answer is going to come from. And I promise you, God will use everyone. He will use anyone to be there to give you what you need and to be available so they can get what you have. That's why you special. That's why I try to tell you, you special. So, like I said, whatever questions that you guys have, bring them on. Don't even think twice. If it's in your mind, say it out loud. Well, at the same time, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, but I'll say, so type it. Type it in the chat. Type it on the comments from whatever platform that you are in. And then that way we can get some clarity for you. Whatever your questions are, like I said, it does not matter what it's about, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, social, emotional, whatever your question is, it does not matter. I promise you. Let's get some clarity. Okay, we're going to use this 30 minutes to get some stuff done. So whatever your question is, just throw it in and we're going to get some answers for you. Because the things moving forward, we can't waste any time trying to figure it out. There's actions that need to happen. There are relationships that need to be mended. They are communities that need to be builded. So let's get her done. Now, let's see. I have all this stuff in front of me. I'm sorry. No, but like I said, when I first started asking questions, it seemed as if it was the right thing to do for myself. But as soon as I started dealing with more people and asking more questions, just taking that chance to ask just anything. How long have you known each other? When did you guys meet? When did you know that you liked doing art? Why is that your favorite color? When I mean any question, I promise you, any question. When I started asking them, people always received it well for the most part. At least the ones I continue to talk to, they received it well. And when they gave those answers, it highlighted a different feature in them that I didn't know before. It was like a new wrinkle in my brain, but it just created, like I said, a different level of understanding. It was like playing with a new toy and trying to figure out how it works. I would find out, like, all right, someone said their color is blue. Then I would start noticing all the different times they wear it, all the different things that they have that's blue, whether it's their cars, their pen, their couch. Like, it's like, okay, wow, you really do. And then I would ask them things like, well, when did you realize that was your favorite color? How does that color make you feel? It sounds simple, not important, right? But then the answer for how, like an example, when did I notice that was my favorite color? Well, I started liking it because my dad would always wear it. Really? Okay, so now this is an emotionally attached color. Do you know the things that we attach emotionally? They stick with you the most. So this color is not only just, okay, maybe it's your favorite, it might not even be your favorite, but because it's attached to somebody you love and somebody you care about, somebody who cared about you, you are going to hold on to it. You're going to be loyal to it and you're going to hold it probably for the rest of your life. It sounds simple, but just a quick attachment. My favorite color, my dad wore it. Now it has a piece of you from here on out, moving forward. Asking people questions, it gives them a chance to analyze, well, why? I hear that often. I'll ask people anything, and they're like, I never thought about that. We function every day without thinking about what it is that we are doing. We are just doing it. We are just surviving and living on a regular basis, just kind of doing our chores and trying to, I guess, hope we get to bed on time at the end of the night. And that's it. There's no depth. There's no real connections. There's no real interest of what you're doing in the day. When you pause and just ask yourself any question, why do I want to go here? This is what I'm having for lunch. Why did I choose to eat this? Simple things like that. Okay, so why did I want to go here? Maybe you want to go to this location for today because you want to expose yourself to new things. Okay, why do you want to expose yourself to new things? I'm tired of the same routine. I need some excitement. I want to go deeper within myself to see who I am and what I'm capable of. And I'm just willing to trust God with, let's see what the day brings. That's actually amazing. It went from, this is just something I'm going to do today, to, wow, this is something deeper than that. And it's bigger than you. You're really trying to accomplish something. Let's see what this does moving forward. When you, like I said, a very simple question, but when you attach it to what you're doing, just that simple, you get a real why, a better answer and long-term view of what's actually happening in this very, very small moment. We think things are simple, but it's really not. Everything has multiple layers within itself. And they can be very exciting if you allow yourself to be almost childlike with your questions and your curiosity. There's a lot of things you can just reveal. It doesn't have to be a rabbit hole. It doesn't have to feel as if it's negative, but the layers that you just kind of open up, they can be amazing. They can really leave you down to such a clear and peaceful place because you have understanding now. You're not just doing stuff. You understand why you're doing it. If you ask yourself, okay, well, why did I choose to eat this today? Did you know that your body will crave what it needs? It looks one way, but it's doing something completely different. So say you just chose a salad. A lot of times in the summer, we choose something lighter. Do you know that your body already acclimates to the weather? Everything in the world functions to a season, including you. So when it's hot, the temperatures are higher, your body does not want to overwork itself to eat something heavy. You're probably going to want a lighter meal. In your mind, you might think, oh, it's just a salad. I'm just trying to get something simple. But it's like, no, you are a part of a grand, bigger picture that functions actually in a cycle. And you're actually in alignment, doing what you need. Your body doesn't want anything heavy. So just follow what it's telling you. It's simple. You thought it was just lunch, but it's not. It is not. Now, let's see. Oh, okay, let me move that back. I'm moving stuff. Now, okay, we have one. This is the other fun thing about when you have a question, even if you're afraid to ask them, you'll be surprised how many people in the room wanted to ask that same question, and they just, for whatever reason, didn't want to ask it. But then you asked it. So that's another reason. You're not just asking questions for yourself, you are asking questions for other people. So, all right, one question we have. How do you learn more about empowerment for yourself? Okay, that's a good one. All right. How do you learn more about empowerment? First, I'm glad you asked that, because the first thing that you want to do when you want to learn more, you ask yourself why. Because there's different levels of empowerment. There's different genres in a sense. What are you trying to be empowered for? So you have to ask the question with the question before you can really get to that answer. How do you find empowerment really? What do you need? What areas of your life are in question? What areas are in your life do you not feel like you are not just where you want to be, but past the places that you think you want to be? Because a lot of times with our minds, we're not that big. Like, we don't have our dreams that big. And we just think, okay, well, what is it that I need right now? What's coming next? And that's about as deep as it go, the immediate next step. But allow yourself to go a little bit deeper than that. What is it that I don't know? Like, really challenge yourself, because that's what's going to get you progressively and moving towards another level for yourself. You have to be willing to get out of that box, to get out of that comfort zone, just so that you can really get what you really, really need. So you ask yourself first, what areas do I need it in my life? This does not include other people. Yes, if you're married, if you have children, they're going to be, there for the party. They get to ride in the car, right? But you still need to know what the destination point is. So when you ask these questions, this is about you. It's about you, and you're really the only person who can answer it. What areas do you need advancement and empowerment on? Why do you feel that you need them? What's going on? Why do you not feel your best? Why do you not have confidence in these areas? Why is it not moving as fast as you wanted it to go? Whatever the different levels are. Like I said, this question, especially because it's really different with multiple areas of your life, get a real answer. Go deep with it. Because if you clear out all the what looks like small aspects of it, you're going to get a better answer, because you did the work to actually make sure that what you're asking gets answered. Sure, I could just be like, well, how am I supposed to find empowerment? How am I supposed to get across of it? I can just say, well, go to an event. And that's it. Wow, that was great, right? Look it up on Google and see what the definition tells you. And then just look for a different a book to read to help you with it. Yeah, okay. That's a start. If you want real answers, go deeper. The surface answer, that first answer, it's a start to a trail of answers. It may feel like, I don't believe that you should feel as if there's no point in doing that. There's plenty of points in doing it, but you have to allow yourself to do it. Questions lead to answers, and questions lead to more questions. When you do it correctly, if you're happy with every first answer, you know how many things you would just really not even pay attention to, or that would not catch your eye, or things you would not end up doing? Think about it. When you ask people, when you walk past them on the street, or when you walk past them at work, or even just your family, when you cross paths with them, how are you? Fine. That's it. That's it. Fine. So if you're satisfied with the first answer, then that's what you got. A big old fine. But the truth underneath that fine, maybe I'm worried about my bills. Maybe I'm worried about a cousin and she's sick. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to get this promotion. I don't know if I'm going to finish this project on time. I just don't want to be a burden. I don't want to look like I'm weak. I just don't really want to talk about it, because I really genuinely don't know exactly what's going on with me. And maybe I don't even believe that you actually even care for an answer, so I'm just not going to entertain it. All of those things actually happen. I meet people all the time that fit any one of those categories of what I just listed on a regular basis. But the first thing that they always say, fine, I'm good. Oh, or the trigger, I'm blessed. Those first answers, a lot of times, are so surface answers, they are not the truth at all. I've asked enough people to know that there's a common pattern. Most people are used to not actually being heard or listened to, so they don't even try. They don't even bother trying to make sure they actually answer that question genuinely. And then the other percent of people are so, they don't trust people. So they're not about to let you in their business. Like it's none of your business. So I'm just going to say one thing, but it completely means something else. And that's what I'm saying. Regardless of whatever your background story is for why you answered that way, a lot of people do it. And I think that if you really want to get a true answer of how someone's doing, stick around for a little bit and ask them twice. Watch that answer change. Watch it change. So when you ask a question and it leads to another question, just keep following the breadcrumbs and watch where it takes you. You have a better sense of clarity for yourself, and it's going to change you. It's going to change your next thought. It's going to change your next question, the next adventure of what am I about to learn? What am I about to learn and what am I about to implement in my life? I didn't even know I needed this. Didn't know that this was required. Didn't know that this was available to me. So those first questions, I'm telling you, throw them out the window. Throw them out the window. There's so many more that come after that. Just, I wouldn't even say be patient, because for real, if you're quick with your answers, you will get a quicker resolve and solution. Don't get irritated, don't get frustrated, and don't feel like this is taking too long. If your question keeps leading to more questions, I'm telling you, you might want to make sure that you'll keep answering it, because there's a reason why it's not that simple. Don't go into denial and thinking it's such a simple answer. If clearly it's not. More questions are coming up. So see where it goes. Get to your answer. Because there's actually a different, now, even though I say that questions lead to another question, there are some answers that you just feel that will satisfy what you are looking for. You know there's nothing else you can ask about that particular topic, and you know it's the truth. There is a feeling. There's a fullness in your chest. That's how I like to call it. There's a fullness in your chest. There's a peace over your mind where you just know, even if it's something that, may be scary, or if it's something that you just didn't genuinely even see coming, but there is a peace that comes over you or in you when you know you hit the truth, and you know that there's no more questions to be asked for that particular subject. You want to be able to feel that for every question. Now, unfortunately, let's be real. There's some questions that you may not get an answer for. Something as silly as the chicken or the egg. Which came first, right? Yeah, you can keep racking your mind on that one if you want to. But there's some things you do have to be willing to accept that you may not get an answer for. Why did they do that to me? Why did I not get that position? Why are the gas prices still going up? Why are they in office? Yeah. Why is this allowed? Why do people get hurt? Why do bad things happen to good people? Why can't I figure out what I'm supposed to be doing? There's a lot of different things that may come across your path, come across your mind, be introduced to you, especially with as fast as we get scrolling now, like the way that that's happening. There's so many questions and information and answers that are just flying past our thoughts and our eyes every moment of the day now. So you want to be mindful of just what it is, make sure that it's factful, right? But it does stimulate a lot of different things. So you're already in habit of asking a lot of questions, even if you didn't ask it out loud. You're steadily scrolling and looking for movies that you want to, fix this feeling for, because there's something you want to ask. There's something you want to answer for. So let's make sure that you ask them. Be comfortable in asking, because that really, truly is the main way of getting those answers. Neil. Oh, I don't know where I put it. Now, with these questions, this is something that we're also going to be doing every month. All right. It's going to be a new segment every third Tuesday, I'm going to open up the floor for you to ask whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is. I have different ways to make sure that you get stimulated to go deeper. So we're going to make sure that we use all of that and just, like I said, we're going to get to what we do because there are things coming, things that are happening, and you need to be ready. You need to know what it is that you don't know, and you need to know and give yourself credit for the things that you do. So we're just going to make sure that anything that needs to come up just comes up quickly, right? So questions are the way you get to answers. So cooperate, participate, and enjoy the clarity. Now, you just want to, I invite everybody, because I really want to encourage you guys to do it. Ask more questions. Just really ask more questions. Even if you actually believe that you ask too many questions, ask one more. Ask another one. Just keep going. Just keep going. I don't care what they said to you. Keep going. Keep going. Ask a question that's been on your mind for a long time. Each and one of you. You don't even have to say it out loud if you don't want to, but just ask yourself one thing. What has that been that's been on your mind for a long time? Then ask it out loud. Find somebody that you believe can answer that question. Somebody who has that answer. Let's go ahead and start renovating our minds. Let's start clearing out the dusty corners. What have you been thinking about? Let's get you an answer for it. Bring it up. If it pops in on Saturday, I'm telling you, just ask the question. Doesn't matter how old it's been, how long it's been sitting there. It's time. It's truly time. So if you want to follow me for more information such as this, then follow me on Instagram at _Penny Owens or United Front Network. Theirs too. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Empowerment Over Sacrifice. Share or invite any of your friends. All the homies can come. Invite them. Just anybody you think about that you think can use this information. Okay, we're just going to share. We're not hoarding information, knowledges, and resources. Okay, we're going to make sure we share. There's a lot of confusion being promoted and pushed intentionally nowadays. Make sure that you are even more intentional about checking facts, checking resources, and making sure that you do this for everything that you get information for or guidance. This is Penny Owens, founder of Penny Owens LLC, a leadership empowerment consultancy where we are on a mission to empower professionals, small business owners, and corporate teams to live and lead in their authentic purpose, starting with the hearts of leaders and expanding to their teams, environments, and the communities that they influence. Join us every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. You know where you live at, so do the math. And next week, we will be discussing redefining wealth beyond money. Okay. Everyone needs to understand how abundance includes joy, time, energy, and meaningful relationships. Okay. That's true wealth. And always remember to lead with purpose in your purpose. See you next week on Intentional Tuesdays. Bye. Let's get that done.